Hello, hi everyone. It is I, your online mom, and yes, when you subscribe to me, I become your mom. Today we are still sitting on the floor in my bedroom, next to the window, because it was cozy, whatever. And I will be joined by a cup of peach tea. So yeah, today we're gonna talk about something that affects me very much. It's very personal, and it is being alone. Um, if you didn't know, I live alone. I've lived alone for a while, and pretty much most of my childhood and life, if you will, I've always been more of a loner. I'm an introvert. I have social anxiety, that doesn't help. And yeah, so I've always been sort of more alone, but I just wanted to talk about it because I feel like I see a lot of praise and people being like, being alone really changed me as a person, and like, just like, you should be alone. And it's like this glorification, and people making it look like it's so amazing. And take it from someone who's very alone. There is no word to describe how much time I spend alone by myself. Take it from me. Let's chat, let's talk about it, and I'm not going to praise or despise being alone. I'm going to be very real about it. So, let's go to my childhood. Let's see. As a child, I was very socially awkward, I was very anxious, and I was not comfortable with the idea of sharing my space with others. I had very few friends, and I loved to play alone. I had my little world, if you will, and I was very much happy with myself. And if I felt lonely, I have a little brother, so I would play with him and then play alone. And it's been like that for a very long time in my life, until I started to open up with other people, other kids. And this is the first thing I wanted to say about being alone. I opened up and I realized that, being around people is not that hard, it's not that terrible. Disappointment, so much disappointment. Being alone, it kind of gives you like this satisfaction because you can control things, and yeah, that sounds very toxic. Anyways, you can just sort of like be the master of whatever you want to do. And when I opened up to people, I felt so disappointed. No one wanted to do what I wanted to do. I felt like I was not listened, not understood. I was heartbroken. I've been stabbed in the back, let down, I've been ignored. And that is one thing about being alone, is that people like that, they just give you this idea that, I should be more alone because I'm always disappointed. I'm always sad when I'm around these people. And even with friends that I love, like, sometimes it's just so disappointing. One of the side effects of being alone a lot is that I feel like you will be disappointed by people. And at some point in my life, I was so uncomfortable with myself that I was like, I would rather be always disappointed in others and having people pushing my boundaries instead of just being with my thoughts. So yeah, and honestly, that was in high school. It ruined me, and now I'm an adult and I don't want to know anything about anyone at all. So yeah, being alone is fun, but it gives you such high expectations about others. I'm always disappointed in others, and it's sad. Honestly, it makes me sad because like no one understands myself like myself. No one's gonna make me happy like I can make myself happy, you know? So it always left me like confused. Why am I even hanging out with people if I don't get what I want? So this is how I started, you know, doing more things for myself and less things for others. And I'm sort of like, I've always been this friend that like I take a lot of care for like others, you know. You can always call me, I'm going to plan things for you, I'm doing the most. But it's very rare that people will be like doing the same for me. So in all honesty, maybe being alone makes you a little more selfish, because when I came back to myself, I was like, fuck these people, and I dropped them, and I stopped talking to most of the people around me, you know. Shady. Being alone definitely affects the way that you see your relationships, and it's good, it's also bad. I'm very disappointed all the time. I feel sad. I feel like, damn, nobody gets me. Nobody wants to do what I want to do. Nobody wants to hang out when I want to hang out. Nobody wants to be spontaneous when I want to be spontaneous. Nobody is matching me 100% except myself. That is sad, but also, well, that's a great thing, because that means that I invest more time in myself, you know? That means that I am comfortable with myself. However, let's not start saying like, being alone is amazing. Let's talk about the downside of being alone. Mental health, baby. You know, I talked about my thoughts. Yeah. Sometimes, over very long periods of time, it's very hard to be alone, especially when I'm going through it, you know, when life is just punching me really hard and like, learn your lesson. It's hard. Being alone with my thoughts, with my feelings, with my everything. I've always been very comfortable. I've always been very vulnerable and transparent about how I feel and blah blah blah. But being alone with that, it's hard. And on a mental health level, I've always struggled with like being alone for a very long time. So let me tell you, quarantine, it was rough. And at first sight, I was like, I'm always alone. I don't hang out with people or whatever. So how could it affect me? Then it ruined my mental health. Yeah. Amazing. And, you know, I thought I was over it because I live alone. I've been alone for a few months. Blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with this. Until, you know, some of my family members tested positive for COVID and I freaked out. I was worried for them. Yeah, but I was worried for myself because I was like, oh my god, can I handle being alone for 2 weeks with no outside contact? I was devastated. So, yeah, of course I'm comfortable with myself, but not for a long time, you know? And I think that's human. People will often try to tell you that, you know, seeking human contact, validation, and stuff, like, it's weak and you have to get over it. It's not. It's primal. It's a need. Like, you need to see other people. You need to feel loved. You are a mammal. You are an animal with extra steps. Which means you normally in your, like, habitat, I don't know, whatever, your monkey brain needs to live with a group of people. So of course it gets really depressive. Depressing? Sad. It gets very sad. Being alone for a long time, hard, really hard. And I could sit there and be like, don't worry, you will get over it. No. Like, one of my biggest fears, which is very ironic, is that I'm scared of being alone. but I'm always alone. So how does it make sense? Because loneliness is something that clings onto you and it feeds off of you, and it's so heavy, you know? Yes, I am alone, but there's a difference between being alone and lonely. And lonely is something that I fear, like with my freaking life. I am so scared of being lonely, and just in general, you know, I'm comfortable being alone, but damn, I don't want to be lonely, you know? And sometimes, when you look up like how to not be lonely, blah blah blah, people will often say like, go do activities by yourself and it's fun, it's nice. But at a certain point, you know, you can't avoid the feeling of being lonely as hell when you spend a lot of time alone. And it is one of the things that I never got over. I never got over it, you know? And you probably will never get over it either, you know? It's just part of the game. It's part of being alone, and I wish there was something I could say right now to help you with that, but being alone also means getting lonely sometimes, you know? And especially at night, for me, it gets really hard because, like, I don't really like sleeping alone. I have cats, so that's fine, but at nights I get very lonely in like this empty bed, and I'm like, oh god, I am not okay with this. I am lonely, and it's scary. It's scary as hell. I wish I could help you with that. You can do as many activities, but you know, when you go see a movie alone, it's fun, it's cute, it's aesthetic or whatever. You take yourself alone on a date, but when you get back in your car, who are you going to talk about it? Like, let's say you want to see a movie, you get in your car, who is going to listen to you talk about the movie? No one. It feels lonely again. And you know, you go to a restaurant, you order something new, who are you going to tell? Like, oh my god, that was good, or that was terrible? No one. So yeah, you can hang out with yourself, you can be your best friend and stuff, but part of us will always be lonely. Like, this is for us loners. We will always be a little lonely, and yeah, it's scary, but it's just part of the thing. And you know, maybe one day it will get better, maybe not, who knows. What's important is that you are okay. You know, you will have ups and downs. Be okay with the fact that, yeah, alone will not always be like cute and like aesthetically pleasing things and just having fun. Sometimes it will be hard. Sometimes you will make regrettable decisions because you are lonely and alone. But it happens, so it's fine. Something that we are not told often is that it's okay. You know, you don't need to have a group of friends at all times with you. You can be with yourself, and that's fine. That's really fine. You know, being alone a lot made me realize that whenever I saw people, especially my age, with a group of friends and stuff, I felt envious, jealous a little bit. I desired that, and I felt like I was not normal. I was like, damn, why am I always letting down people? Why am I always like quitting friend groups? Why am I always letting people go? Why am I always like leaving people behind? I could have that. That could be me. Growing up, now, you know, I'll hit my 20 very soon. I realized, honey, you don't need a freaking friend group. What you need is to be comfortable with yourself and do things for yourself. I feel like I was very envious of people because I was like, oh my god, I want to have fun too. And, you know, I thought I can't have fun with myself. I will never make the same memories with myself that I made with like friends and people that I like and stuff. But it's part of the game. it's part of being alone, and yeah, it kind of sucks, but it's fine. It's fine. It's okay. And really, you don't need friends to have fun, but also like your own presence will never replace the presence of people that you love, you know. And I realized that, especially during the holidays, because I spent my holidays all by myself, and it was kind of a choice, to be honest. And overall, I don't regret it. But sometimes during the night, you know, on Christmas, New Year's Eve, I was like, I'm so lonely. Why did I do this? And it got hard. It got really hard, you know. I was like, oh my god, I'm freaking alone during Christmas. That's sad, that's depressing. But at the same time, I made that choice because I didn't want to invest my energy and time with people that I wasn't comfortable with. You know, being alone is not always cool, and sometimes the decisions you make for yourself, they will be hard. They will be very hard. And yeah, sometimes just overall being alone is hard, especially like, you know, when you lived all of your life with like people in your household or like your partner or whatever, you know. The silence when you are finally alone can be amazing and so heavy. So heavy. When I first lived away from my family, at first the silence was like, oh wow, it was amazing. It felt like a blessing. It was like finally quiet. And the more I got, you know, used to living alone, the more sometimes the silence felt heavy. It was crushing. It was hard. And I tried to, you know, like call friends and stuff and talk to others, but it never cheered me up 100%. But again, I shouldn't depend on others to make me feel better, but it's still, you know, still in my nature, I'm a human being. And speaking of that, being alone makes you probably, I don't know. I don't know you yet, so, But being alone really made me independent. You know, fun fact about me, well, it's not really fun, but whatever. Fun fact about me is that I used to throw myself in relationships, whatever they might be, to just not be alone. Jesus, that was stupid. I was dumb. Anyways, that's what I was saying when you make stupid decisions because you're lonely. Yeah. And, you know, it made me realize, oh my god, all of these relationships are sucky. They are terrible for my mental health and my everything. So what the hell am I doing? And I realized I'm trying to depend on others to make me feel okay and not lonely and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's not good. That is not cute. I was seeking, you know, validation, security, blah blah blah. And every single time, I never got it. Maybe it's because they were men. Yeah, no, I never got it. And even with friendships, never satisfied. So I was like, maybe it all depends on me. Maybe I'm smart. Wait. And I was right. You know, not just for like your feelings and your mental health and blah blah blah, but for plenty of things. You should not depend on others for like money, for anything. I said money because like this is the easy way, but having a roof on your head, freaking having transportation, having support, you know, it's fine to ask for help and having like people help you out and stuff, like, but depending on someone what do you do the day they wake up and they be like, all right, get out of my house, give me my money back, I'm not helping you anymore? Jeez, that is a terrible day for you and I, because I will be very sad for you. And you know, if you depend on someone for your mental health, what do you do the day they disappear? Like, let's say you have a fight, they block you from everywhere, they ghost you, and yeah, it's bad, but like, you put all your eggs in one basket. Invest in yourself. It's hard, it's really hard, especially when you're scared of being lonely. I get it, you have big feelings, big thoughts, you want someone else to rescue you. Truth is, no one will rescue you, only yourself. Yeah, don't depend on others, and that's what being alone a lot taught me. Dependence is not cute, and I don't need others to, you know, meet my needs and expectations. You know, I'm 19. I truly am. I was born in 2002, August 22nd. And, yeah. So, I'm young. I'm 19. And I have my own car. I got my own money. I got my own apartment. I got my own cats. And I'm the one paying for everything. And I'm the one supporting myself. No one is editing my YouTube videos. Am I right? Who's my editor, you ask? In case you didn't get it, it's me. I'm the one making the edits, you know? I'm the one working. Yeah, teamwork. And, you know, who's doing the work on my other platforms? Who's, you know, supporting my dreams in any way possible? Me! I am my number one, you know, I motivate myself, I push myself, and after that, you know, at the end of the day, who's taking care of myself? Again, me. And of course, you know, I talk to other friends about like how I'm feeling, if I have doubts and stuff. It's not bad to have people around you, but I don't depend on them. You know, my friends are my friends, they are not a tool, you know. And at the end of the day, I think that's all that really matters. Not being dependent and being comfortable with being alone. But still, you will get lonely as a hell. Really. And like, as someone whose love language is my love language is like acts of service, quality time, physical touch. Yeah, I bet, yeah, I get lonely. You know, I crave human warmth and contact a lot. But it's one of the things that I can't control. And I get used to it. There's ways to take care of myself to, you know, answer to my own needs, my love languages with myself. But of course, it will never replace someone else. Because at the end of the day, you're still a human and you need others, and that's okay. You're not perfect, I'm not. And yeah, for the rest, the harsh truth about, you know, being alone and stuff, you will love it, you will hate it. There's no experience that is the same for anyone. So yeah, it's very unstable for me. One moment I will be like, oh my god, this is amazing, and the other I will be like crying so hard. My thoughts. But yeah, I wish I could say being alone is so fun, guys. You should be alone and stuff, and like be independent and like blah blah blah. Sometimes you will regret it. Sometimes you will do very stupid things. And that's okay. It's all fine. At the end of the day, you know, we all make choices. And all that matters is that you're comfortable with where you are in life. Ooh, that was so inspiring. So, I will raise my teacup for you. And I will say thank you for listening to me ramble. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I just got my bangs, so appreciate it. I look cute. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourself. And honestly, if you're lonely right now, I got it. I got you. It's fine. We will get out of this together. So that was your online mom rambling about being alone. Thank you for listening. I love you so much. Goodbye.